Coach, is there any news on Gerald Everett or Keenan?
No, just we announced Keenan with the shoulder and Gerald with his back.
There's a lot of explosive plays given up today. It seems like it happens quite a bit. How do you keep that from happening week after week?
Yeah, I didn't do a good enough job on defense for us today. That was the story. Run and pass. Didn't do a good enough job on the run game in the first half, and then in the second half there were far too many. So I didn't do a good enough job for us today.
So how do you fix yourself?
Yeah, we got to go back to practice, and we got to get back to work and focus on fundamentals. The fundamentals of playing defense start at the line of scrimmage, playing blocks, leveraging the football, tackling, and then staying connected in coverage. We didn't rush well enough today, didn't cover well enough, and it starts with me.
So at this point in the season, you're 9 games in, is it a schematic thing? Is it a talent thing? Is it an execution thing?
No, it's not any of that. We got a good group of guys, and this was a tough day for us, and we'll bounce back.
You guys had felt like you turned a corner defensively over the last 2 games. What changed?
I thought that we played better the last 2 games. I thought, today they came out, played with more energy in the first half, and they looked like a fresh team, and just didn't do a good enough job against the run game in the first half. The long run, the 75-yard run, leverage, missed tackles, and you give up a play like that, it takes a lot of air out of you. And so, the story of the first half was the run game, and then I thought we did some good things in the second half, but ultimately, not good enough for us to get the stops when we needed to, and it wasn't a good day for us.
You talked about illusions a lot in the NFL. Do you feel like that those Jets and Bears games were an illusion?
No, the group that you saw in those 2 games is who our team is, and this is a good offensive team that we play. To give them credit, they had a good plan. We've got a good group of guys, and sometimes you're going to have tough nights like this, and that's what it was. We got a good group of guys, and we're going to come back to work.
The first half, specifically with the run defense, what did you see happening?
We didn't set good enough edges, and then we gave up some cutback runs where we lost leverage on the football, and then there were missed tackles. So lost leverage on the ball, some missed tackles, and then you saw some big runs.
Michael Davis looked like he was
Illness, yeah, sick, very sick.
You're 3 years into this thing as head coach and defensive play caller, and it feels like a lot of the same issues have sort of existed throughout the tenure, whether it's explosive plays in the passing game, not being able to defend the run against good rushing teams. In your mind, why hasn't it clicked? I think I asked you this after week 1, but now we're 9 games into year 3. Why isn't it clicking for you guys?
Oh, we made a lot of improvements in our run game. We're top 6 run defense in the league coming into this game, and played plenty of good backs to back it up. Plenty of good backs to back it up. We've improved on third down. Our sack numbers have improved. Our red zone numbers have improved. The passing game has been something that hasn't been good enough, and we're a work in progress in that area. But what you're right about is we have not played consistently enough, and it starts with me.
They threw it 33 times, and he wasn't sacked 1 time. What did you see? Watching
the ball is just out the way they play. The ball's out, and they throw a lot of screens, a lot of keepers where it's well protected. And we couldn't get it into a third down and long type football game, a second and long type football game. We couldn't make it that type of game. We were behind, and they were able to stay on schedule. And, they blocked us. They beat us today.
Justin made a few throws and reminded us how good he really is today. What did you see out of him, especially in the second half?
Yeah, I thought Justin was fantastic in the game. I thought he gave us a chance. I thought, we started off slow in the game, but then, we scored on our last 5 drives of the football game. I thought we felt like we could move the football, run or pass. I thought the pace really helped us. He made a couple big plays with his legs. And then, I think in those critical D&Ds, the third downs and the fourth downs, we were really good. And every time we got down in the red zone, we scored. So it was a good enough offensive performance for us, to win today. And Justin was at the front of it. I thought Keenan was fantastic. And again, we just didn't do enough on defense today.
Brandon, you've said throughout the year that you put the defensive struggles on you, and when you guys have played top receivers this season, it often seems like they have their best games of the year or close to that. When you say it's on you and we need to fix these things, what are you trying to fix? Is there?
Yeah, just we need to play with the consistent fundamentals. Schematically, they're a good running team, so you have to make sure that the run game's on your mind. But again, it wasn't just the passing game today. It was really the run game that got us off balance today. When you run for 200 yards, that really puts a lot of pressure on you. And just it wasn't good enough today in any phase. And again, like I said, I take full responsibility.
Their last 4th down, the 4th and 2, what happened on that play?
Yeah, just didn't get enough rush. Thought we had the first part of the route covered, and then he was able to kind of work through it, and then that guy just kind of worked away from K9. So, I felt like the first part of the play that we had defended, and then he was just able to kind of progress, and he kind of optioned away from K9.
A total of a 9 fourth down win today. I think teams were 8 of 9. How much did that tell the story too?
Yeah, I mean those fourth downs were big in the game because you get off the field on third down, and then you get that's how they play. And they're a good run team, so that fourth down and 1 to 2, the playbook's open. I thought we did a good job down there on the goal line. And then there was just a couple ones where you're just close, and it just wasn't good enough today.
What makes you believe that this defensive group has the capacity to show up against, like, the NFL's elite?
I mean, Daniel, I appreciate your line of questioning, but I know the players that we have on this team. I know the group that I've been coaching for 9 games, and it is good enough to beat anybody we play. We've played the very best teams in the NFL, and we've been in every single football game. The very best teams in the NFL have been down to the wire. We're 4-5. We're still a work in progress, but we got the right men in that group, offense, defense, and special teams. We're good enough on offense, defense, and special teams to beat anybody we play. We're going to go back to work. We're going to stay together, and we've got our season in front of us. We've got to get on to Green Bay.